Welcome to the Knowledge Entrepreneurs Show, where we celebrate the innovators driving change in the education industry. At Edison OS, we've worked with over 500 knowledge entrepreneurs to turn their edtech ideas into profitable businesses. Hello, Ram. Good morning. Welcome to the Knowledge Entrepreneur Show. Thank you so much for taking time out for this.
Good morning, Jagmohan. It's a great privilege to be part of the show. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure, Ram. So, Ram, there's a lot that I've read about your company. I've gone through your LinkedIn profile and everything. But before that, I would like to start off with this question. So, how did you get into the field of teaching and training? And what's the story of the starting of ExcelR?
Well, right. So I was in IT for quite some time. And while I was working in IT, I worked in various capacities as a project manager, service delivery manager, delivery head, more into the space of IT service management and project management. So during that time, I was conducting some internal trainings for my colleagues in the space of project management. And the way how I teach, they really liked, and they said that I'm very good at teaching and conducting trainings. And that's when it occurred to me. So why don't I do it on a commercial basis? Because I had this uh, entrepreneurship mindset right from the beginning. Even when I was in college, I used to do some kind of part-time businesses without time permits. So I want to be an entrepreneur. So the reason why I ventured into IT is also to start some kind of a business in the space of IT. I don't know what business it would be. It could be an IT company or any associated business subsidiary related to IT. I never know. So then I thought probably this should be my cup of tea since I'm very good at delivering the trainings. And that's how I started this ExcelR in 2013, delivering these trainings in the space of project management and IT service management. And for 3-4 years, I delivered these trainings in the space of project management. Then we thought that in order to expand the horizon in the business, only these management trainings will not be sufficient. We have to move into the technical trainings because there's a lot of market potential for technical trainings when compared to these management trainings. So then I thought, what kind of trainings we should start? We could not start in a commoditized space. In fact, we should start some kind of training in the niche space. Fortunately, that time, data science, machine learning, these are the concepts. They were buzzing around. There's a lot of euphoria in the market, right? So then I started these trainings. We are one of the few pioneers who started these trainings in India, I would say. In 2016, we started these trainings. It was very nascent that time. These concepts pertaining to this data science and machine learning, they're very nascent during that time. So that's how the journey started. And we are, as I said, one among where we got the trend very early, right? So,
Right.
so we had that first mover advantage. So yeah, that's how
Got it, Ram. That's a little modest of you to say that. But anyway, Ram, your transition, usually when somebody is working in an IT company, although you've had this entrepreneurship mindset, how did your family take to it that, you are going to quit your job and start your own company? Did you have a lot of convincing to do, or was it, easy? Your family knew from the start that, okay, sometime he's going to start off something on his own.
Yeah, of course, what you said is right. They knew that some point in time he's going to start something new. He's not going to retire as an employee because
Right.
that always I keep them saying all throughout my career. So then I explained my wife on my kids were too small that time even to
Right.
explain and convince them. So I explained my wife that this should be the kind of business what we should start because it's asset light business, right? So typically we don't need a huge setup, right? And
Right.
at the same time, I convinced her that I will be working as a freelance trainer, and as well as we will be trying out for some opportunities on our own related to the business. So even the worst case scenario, what it could happen, even if you can't succeed in this business, it's not a heavy investment what we are making,
Right.
right? So I can go back into the services again, or even I can continue as a freelance trainer because there's a lot of name for me in the market by that time. So I delivered a lot of trainings through various training companies. So that's how I convinced her. So it's a calculated risk. That's what even she pursued, that I'm taking a calculated risk. It's not a high risk thing we are doing, that we are investing all our earnings, whatever we earned till that time on this. It's a calculated risk. That's how I got a buy. And top of it, she also has confidence in me. So that also helped me to back my decision.
Got it, Ram. Ram, so you'd have been in IT, you'd have been making a certain amount of money every month. Now, the moment you transition into your own business, did you start making the same kind of money immediately starting from month one? Or how long did it take for you to reach the position that you were financially when you were in the job?
Well, and it took more than a 2.5, 3 years to get to
Wow.
that level. Yeah, to get level what I've been earning. But having said this, whatever the earning I had from this business, if I started taking it back, I would have got more than what I was earning in early stages itself. Maybe in a year's time, whatever the money I've been generating through this business, the cash flow I'm talking about, the net cash flow, the net
Right.
profit, what I'm getting. If I take back, of course, more than what I've been earning in the business, in the employment, I'm getting it. But since we are bootstrapped, right? So again, we're putting the money back. So we are just I'm using the money whatever I want for my livelihood to meet the expenses on a day in day out basis, and that's how we bootstrapped and we have grown the business. Otherwise, I got the breakthrough very early, right? But more than what I've been earning to take the money back, it took more than 2.5 years for me to get to the stage.
Got it, Ram. Ram, recently, there was an article about ExcelR, and then, you're in the top list in the Deloitte uh, list as well. And, your revenue is 100 crores now. But was it a gradual rise to 100 crores? Was it a proportional gradual rise? Or the pandemic made any difference to that rise? How do you see it?
Right, it's just to correct, it's an annualized run rate of 100 crores. We are not touched 100 crores yet. It's an annualized
Right.
run rate, right? So we are inching towards that mark probably in the next 6 to 7 months. So this financial year, we are hoping that we touch that 100 crore, but it's an annualized run.
Right.
And yes, of course, it's a gradual, I would say, journey to reach that 100 crore mark or to that stage, right? And COVID also helped us in a way. I mean, the flip side of COVID initially, when this COVID and the Black Swan event happened, the lockdown happened. In fact, there was a huge impact on our business. People were in a chaotic situation. They were not even looking about taking these courses, because these are not academic courses that they have to complete uh, whatever it may come. Right? It's more like an optional courses left to their discretion whether they do these courses or not. Right. So initially 3-4 months it was a great struggle. The lead volume has come down by more than 50%. Right, and
Wow. Okay.
yeah, so it was a dire situation. Then normally necessity is the mother of invention. Then I started thinking like how to come out of this situation. So I came up with various ideas, right? Some out of the box innovation, I would call. It's not an innovation, but probably I never thought in this line. For me, it could be an innovation out of the box. Probably our industry is already doing that, right?
Right.
So for example, we went back to the dead leads which we got for the last 7-8 years. I made the sales team to talk to them, right? And we came up with combos. You go to McDonald's or KFC, first thing you see is the combo, right? We came up with our combo ideas, right?
Right.
Instead of taking one course, you take two courses for the same price what you are paying for one course, right? Yeah. So likewise, I came up with a lot of out of the box in the context of uh, my way of doing the things, and that's where referral business. I made sure that every student has been asked for a referral, and we gave some referral bonus to the students if they refer any of their friends. So instead of one,
Right.
two, 50 people together, they used to join. So these ideas which we got generated, and also we did a close monitoring with the leads. Earlier we were a bit lenient with monitoring what are the leads we get, whether the sales teams are calling or not, whether doing the follow up properly or not. So we were never paying attention towards. So
Right.
then now it's a necessity. So we every lead is very precious. So we brought a close monitoring system. I hired one quality a couple of quality guys. The quality guys will keep a look at these leads. So that I continued even after COVID. Right.
Right.
So these novel ideas. So that also helped in generating more revenues during the COVID, post COVID as well. Right. And there are a lot of contests I brought in the sales team, lot of and also new ideas. Once during COVID, I started brainstorming and generating the ideas. Then it became a new normal for me, right? About what are the new ideas I should come up with to improve the business, to expand the business, right? So the new ideas started adding, and that helped in improving our business.
Got it, Ram. Ram, so before 2020, the sales team didn't play much of a role, is it? Was it easier for you to get the leads?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
Before 2020, the pandemic, the
Mm-hmm.
sales team did not play much of a role, is it? It was just organic leads, incoming leads, inbound leads.
You mean marketing team or sales team?
The sales team. Like, for example, after 2020, you said you made the sales team call all the dead leads. It got a little more rigorous in terms
Yeah.
of you've hired a couple of quality people as well. But before the pandemic, the sales team wasn't there in the picture that much.
Well, I mean, they were just doing for the heck of it, I would say. I mean, it's not their
Right,
mistake; it's a
right,
mistake from our side. See,
right.
they are very capable. Only thing is, we have to see that they are given the right direction, right monitoring should be in place. So that was not happening because we are getting the leads and we are generating the sale. We are happy with the numbers what we have been generating. So the kind of lenience is what we also had at that time. So during pandemic, as I said, because of the necessity. So then what should be done in order to get more business from the same leads. So that's how it all started.
Got it, Ram. Ram, just a couple of questions from what you said. Has there ever been a situation, right, at least before the pandemic, when you thought, you know what, we are getting a lot of students already. Uh, Given the infrastructure and the resources you might have had, did you think that, too many students we may not be able to take in right now? Was that one of the mindsets before the pandemic?
Not really. I mean, we never saturated to that extent that we
Right,
cannot absorb
right,
into the classroom. Only few instances in Hyderabad, a couple of instances should have happened where our classroom strength is 40, we get 50 people. That's a couple
right.
of instances, but it's not that any situation that it will overflow where it's becoming difficult for us to manage. That was not the situation. But yes, in the last 1.5 years, we faced that situation. As we are growing, the classroom sizes are not sufficient. So there were times, even the students were made to sit on the staircase of our office. They were first
Wow.
day,
Okay.
yeah, for 1 or 2 days they've been attending through online. Though they came for an offline training, since there's no space, they
Right.
came late, so they were waiting. Then we bifurcated the classes in two, right, instead of one classroom. That's happened the last one couple of years, but earlier it was not the case.
Got it, Ram. And you said because of the lockdown and the pandemic, you also said that necessity is the mother of invention, and you kind of used your sales team better. So, did you wonder after or during the pandemic, oh, we could have done this even before the pandemic? In the
Of,
hindsight, did you have the thought?
of course, yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you for being very open about it. Okay, another question now. As an organization, we'd like to kind of unearth some of your thought processes just for the people who are listening, who are aspiring to start something on their own. What is XLR's approach to segmenting your audience? Or is there one, or, like you said, in 2013, you started off with project management alone, but in 2016, you kind of went into data science and machine learning and all that. So, how has it been over the years?
Well, of course, when it comes to segmentation, primarily we have two segments. One is the student fraternity, who are the graduate students in the space of engineering or non-engineering who want to pull out a career in the space of IT. That forms the lion's share of our customers. 70% of our customers are this from the student background.
Right.
And 30% will be the working professionals who wants to upskill and cross skill on these latest technologies. Again, in these working professionals, we have two categories. One is the IT professionals who are working in obsolete technologies or legacy technologies who wants to cross-skill on these latest technologies. That is one. And non-IT professionals who are working in the space of, say, hospitality, they want to move into IT. So that is another segment. So when we started our journey, it's primarily we were looking, our target customers are only the IT professionals, typically people who are with 5, 7, 10, 15 years experience, who wants to pull out a career in the space of project management, who wants to become future project managers or delivery managers. That was the target segmentation we had that time. That was the target customer that time. And when it came to technical courses, it's a different ball game. When it comes to the segmentation, it's a graduates are the primary segment. So that initially, the moment we started doing the marketing, we started getting the leads. That's what we observed, right? So
Right.
the majority of the customers who are coming, unlike in the management space, we are getting more of experienced professionals, whereas here we are getting more of students. That's what we have observed, and that's how we adjusted accordingly. When we are doing the marketing, we changed the collaterals of the marketing, the infographics, what we are using. So
Right.
how to entice them, how to create a value in terms of marketing. So that's how we adjusted. Even now, even when we do the marketing, we keep both the things in mind. Like we are targeting 30% of working professionals and 70% of the students. So all our collaterals will be designed accordingly, and the marketing team will uh, position the marketing according to the market segmentation.
Got it, Ram. And Ram, when you started in 2013, way back in 2013 itself, you had both options of offline and online training, or you just started off with in-person training when you started?
And we started offline, and then subsequently we started online.
Okay. Most of the people that I talk to mostly went online because of the force of 2020, right? The pandemic happened, they had no choice. Uh, but yours, you started online way before. So, how did that come about, Ram? Like, was it difficult to convince students to come online, or did you do something specific to improve the online market as well?
Well, I mean, see, we have presence only in tier 1 cities. We don't have presence pan India. So, for example, we are present in Hyderabad, Bangalore. We are present in Pune, Mumbai. Only a few cities, the tier 1 cities, only we are present. So we
Right,
can deliver offline trainings only in these centers,
right,
right? But we have a lot of customers, the students who look for these courses even from tier 2, tier 3 cities across India. It could be Kanpur, Vijayawada, Madurai. Right? We have students across. So some students, they want to come to these tier 1 centers. They want to stay in these cities and they want to attend the offline training. But some students, they are still happy to attend online trainings. So normally we conduct the demos, to get the flair of these online trainings. Normally before pandemic, people are not aware about these online trainings attending through Zoom or some WebEx or this kind of platforms. So just to get a taste of it, to give them the taste of it, we used to conduct the demo. You attend offline training only, but just attend the demo online, you get to know. So they thought that it's not so worse what we think like. So that's how we try to convince people from tier 2, tier 3 cities, because no one can deliver these niche trainings in these small cities. We don't have the
right,
faculty. We cannot even set up the centers. We don't have sufficient size even to deliver the batches over there, right?
right.
So we used to make them understand that online is not so bad as you guys think. Still, it's interactive training. And having said this, post pandemic, it became very easy because all the college students, they attended these online trainings for a year and a half. So they understood that online training is also a way of learning. So now it has become pretty easy for us, I mean, to convince about the online training. Of course, still many people, they like offline training, but at the same time they don't hate or loathe the online training, or they're not so against the online training as they were earlier.
Got it, wrong. After the pandemic, has the split shifted more towards online, or what is the
Yes,
percentage?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
yeah.
online is greater than offline. It's the
Yes, of
majority.
course. Now online is greater than offline, owing to even logistic problems. Even in bigger cities, initially they are attending offline, and then subsequently they are moving to online, because all our trainings are hybrid trainings, right? So
Right,
whatever the training we deliver classroom, the same training we deliver online as well, right? A few students from online also they will attend. So how bad traffic is in these tier 1 cities. People who are
yeah,
remotely located, a bit away, far away from our offline centers. So initially they attend offline, and then they are moving out to.
Got it, Ram. Given that online is taking more precedence, like, has there ever been a thought, where has there been a temptation where you want to shut down all your offline, save a lot of money, and go completely online?
At some point in time, we thought, because our major competitors, they shifted from offline to online, right? Owing to the scale. But what we observed is, I mean, that won't work actually.
Right,
Yeah. So on offline centers are very much required, because in Indian tradition, there is a cultural affinity to learn in front of the guru, right? So sitting in a classroom. So because we attend this entire schooling in classrooms, right? So we've got used to it. You see, even if you take our kids, we have two options. There's a teacher next to our house, where you can send your kid, and this kid can sit in the front of the tuition teacher and learn the concepts, to the online training, some online coaching center. We prefer sending the kid to make sit in front of the teacher. So that's there in our culture, right? And even the effectiveness and efficiency always be good. See, the same interview what we have been doing now, if it has been a physical one-on-one, face-to-face, the impact would be something different. You know? The sync what we have would be something different. Right?
right.
Always we have that gap. So I thought, no, this will be one of the differentiators even to do the conversion, right? So other big players, other competitors, they don't have the classroom training. So why don't we bank on this? No, this will be our USP for us to do the
Right.
conversion, and it really played out.
Got it, Ram. Now, I'm going to go back to the point where you spoke about getting, you said online became a necessity because people from tier 2, tier 3 cities were also coming. Now, was it a conscious decision of yours to market it all over India, even to the smaller cities? Or did you not expect that? They found you out somehow and they came to you.
No, it's a conscious decision. Initially, we were not doing it, since
Right.
we were focusing offline before pandemic. So during pandemic, as I said, there's no other go that we have to generate the leads. That's when we expanded our horizon pan India, and now that has become a new normal.
Got it, Ram. Ram, when you started, you said in 2013 it was just offline, and 2016 you kind of went into data science, machine learning, and all that. Now, how does one, when they start off with one city, like you started as a one man training, and then what is the general approach one should take to expand slowly and organically, like hiring more teachers or renting more places, especially going from another city to another new city? Do you hire experts in those cities, local people, or do you go stay there, set up a system, and then you go on to another city? So how did that approach work for you?
Well, initially, I mean, I only delivered the trainings in Bangalore and Hyderabad on the weekends. Normally, see we dealt with project management trainings, right? Project managers
Right,
are typically the IT professionals who
right,
are available only on the weekends, right?
right.
So weekends we used to deliver these offline trainings, and online few customers, they used to prefer online, though the number is very small. We used to deliver these online trainings during the weekdays. Weekends I used to deliver the week this training. Then we expanded to other tier one cities. We started marketing in this, and then we delivered trainings even over there. But we use the subject matter experts in those cities who are locally present. We engage them, right? And when I was delivering the trainings, I used to manage both delivering the training myself, as well as uh, in the business operations, no, on building the strategies, running the operations, monitoring the sales, managing the sales. All these activities I used to do it. Then gradually I understood that I was becoming the beast of the burden. This is one thing which normally I observed with most of the entrepreneurs. Everything they want to do it by themselves for two reasons. One, they believe that they're best in what they've been doing. The people they hire, they don't have the capabilities to do so. They don't have the faith, like how we treat our kids, right? Even
Right.
even the grow old, still we don't give them the responsibilities. We want to do it by themselves. No, you don't know how to talk, you don't know how to bargain, right? We don't even send them anywhere even to buy, right? So that's a lack of confidence in the people. That is one mistake normally the early entrepreneurs do, which I have done it. The second thing is we want to save the cost. Now, if I hire someone I have to pay 30,000-40,000. I would save that for 30,000-40,000 of hiring if I do it by myself. That's a wrong thing. Normally, what people do, right? Most of the entrepreneurs, that's what they do. So you have to invest in people. You have to focus on the business. Being an entrepreneur, right? If you are not good at generating the business ideas and managing the business, probably you have to do the technical part, and you have to hire someone who is very good doing with business, some sales head or some business head who has experience in that industry, right? Or if you are good by yourself, probably you have to do business by yourself, right? Then the operations, the other activities, you have to hire, you have to invest in people, you have to invest in people, right?
Right.
So that's how we should plan.
Got it, Ram. Ram, so in India, you said why offline is important for you, right? In India, how many offline centers does ExcelR have, roughly?
Yeah, we have 8 offline centers in 5 cities, and we
Okay.
are still expanding. So, as I said, with offline centers, one more advantage what you have is you have people who wants to speak in the first place, even though attend online, though they belong to that city. Let us say a person from Bangalore, he has an intention to attend online because of the logistics issue, because of the traffic problem. But still, he
Right.
wants to come and visit the office, have a face-to-face conversation, right? Because it's a
Right.
changing decision, right? So one
Right.
cannot take a decision over phone because it has something to do with the employment, right? So they come, they want to visit to the office, meet in person, get their doubts clarified, see our infrastructure, so what the office is like, right? Whether it's a over the night company or still it's a proper company, that because they're paying upfront, right? So they pay
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
money, so they should have that confidence, they take the money or they just run away. So that's a kind of thing. And even we see a lot of parents also, they come along with the students, right? So they want to visit the office, so that is also giving a lot of distinctive advantage for us because of these offline services.
Got it, Ram. Ram, and you're not only in India, you're also present in other countries outside of India as well. And as you're expanding, how are you managing every center or every city's business? Do you have a different partnership model or a franchisee model, or is it you are directly present and do you employ all of them in your payroll? How is it working?
Well, I mean, we don't have presence outside India now. We had a presence outside India in Malaysia before pandemic. During pandemic, we closed that Malaysian business.
Right,
And I mean, I had another partner when we started the business, so we got separated, and some businesses, some verticals, they've been taken by him. That is Malaysia business. That before COVID itself it happened. It's not no
right,
more with the part of ExcelR. And
right.
also the franchises business also, that has been taken by the other partner. So earlier we started this franchise model, like you have these NIITs, we have these CAD centers, they have the franchise model. So there's a revenue sharing model between the franchises, but now we are not dealing with these franchises anymore.
Got it. It's just XLR run centers. It's not
Yeah,
outsourced or
yeah.
anything like that. They
Yes,
all come directly under you.
yes.
Got it, Ram. Ram, when it comes to training and creating courses, because you're also online, one important thing is the intellectual property or the course creation. So, how have you managed that part of your business?
Well, I mean, we hire the subject matter experts from the industry, right? And we also have a product team. So what this product team does is, uh, I mean, it starts with marketing team. See, we ask the marketing team to do some research. What kind of courses can we launch? Normally, in the internal parlance, we call them as products. So what kind of products we have to launch in order to expand the business? What is their demand in the market? Of course, to our customers and clients, where we go with the placements of our students, we get some requirements. We need people on SQL, PLSQL. Do you have people on uh, 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 artificial intelligence, or do you have any people pertaining to this? So that also gives some kind of lead to us. Okay, there's a demand that's there for the courses for these kind of technologies in the market, and also we do some research. In the marketing team, we have a research analysis team. So they do a research. We research our competitors, what kind of new courses they have launched, right? And we also see the Google trends for what kind of keywords there's a Google trend. What kind of keywords there's a lot of search volume that is getting into this. So there's no one way of uh, narrowing down what course we have to start. The different ways we decide on what new courses we need to launch, and then we have a product team. The product team will do a research the competitors, what is their curriculum, right? How much they have been charging, what is the prices associated with that, and what could be the differentiators in order to outbid them in terms of curriculum, in terms of support, right? So we build the curriculum. We take the help of subject matter experts, typically people who are working professionals in these technologies, and we build the curriculum and we build the material, the content around that. And having said this, being the technical courses, we have very less uh, text content that what we use for delivering the trainings, right? Unlike
Right.
the management courses, you have a lot of PPTs, a lot of content that goes into here. If I'm teaching Java, hardly there will be any slides I can run through. Right? Directly, I will take you to the
Right.
concepts, the Woods concepts. I will show you. I will open the lab and I will show you how to do it. Right. So, however, the concepts that need to be taught, that will decide, and the entire delivery of the training happens according to our curriculum. Now, though we hire the external trainers to deliver, one cannot deliver according to their whims and fancies, right? Day one,
Right.
these are the topics you need to do, teach. Day two, day three, so we give them, and also we have a quality team who monitor these trainings, whether they've been delivering the topics or not. So all the recordings, they walk through those recordings. Are they skipping any of the topics? It so happens, because these are all external trainers. Sometimes if they're not comfortable with any of the topics, they tend to skip these topics, delivering these topics.
Got it, Ram. Ram, I'm going to ask you a little bit about building your team, especially way back in 2013, right? Your first few hires, because every company, that's a make or break situation for them. So how did you handle that first few hires, and how important was the marketing side of hire at that point?
In fact, initially I was not doing so good with the team structure. As I said, I became the beast of burden for everything. I want to do myself to save the cost, as well as I don't believe in people that they don't understand. Right. Then later I realized that I cannot run the show this way. Right. Then marketing I kept with me, because by that time I did a lot of research on how to do the marketing. So now the immediate uh, the department what I want is the sales team, because we are getting the leads. And initially even I used to do the calling. The sales calling also I used to do it.
Right.
Right. So I used to do the marketing to generate the leads, Facebook marketing or Google ads. Of course, I heard a freelancer to do the Google ads, setup and all. Right. And I did calling. Of course, I did calling more to understand the ground reality. When we call the customers, what kind of questions they put. That's the intent behind. So for a couple of months, when I was talking to the leads, I understood. Okay, this is what they've been expecting related to the project management, PMP or principal certification. There's a need of the. So later, once I started hiring these sales guys, I would able to give them some kind of guidance. These kind of objections they ask. Your price is high. Will you guarantee me any exam pass? So these are the kinds of questions people ask. This is how you should answer. So that really helped. Even when I launched these technical courses like data science, machine learning, close to 3 months, I only did the calling to understand the business, because even this is very new to me. This data
Right.
science, machine learning, the technology itself is new. What is the ask from the market, ask from the customers? I'm completely in an abyss. I don't know what exactly it is. First, I should understand the product well, so that I can position it well in terms of curriculum or USPs, and as well as even I can train the sales guys who are coming in. So it's a sales team which I've built first, and marketing I have outsourced to freelancers on a freelance basis, right? Uh,
Right.
and then sales team is one which we have started building, and then subsequently we brought in the support team, right? In terms of when we do the trainings, all those recordings we used to upload it manually into our LMS. There was no seamless integration of recordings from Zoom to our LMS, so we used to manually upload this. So we started hiring fresh graduates, right? Fresh graduates where they come at a comparatively less salary in the market, right? So that's how, on a need basis, I started building the team. And then subsequently I thought, no, it's a high time that we should start building a hierarchy. Departmentalization should happen. We have to divide it into departments. Then I had one finance guy earlier. There's one auditor whom we used to engage, and this auditor used to do all the activities. There was no finance department who used to do the financial ledger postings, all these things on a day in day out basis. We used to do on a quarterly basis or half yearly basis by the auditor. Even the transactions were so less that time. So then finance individual, though there were no departments, we had individual uh, departmental guys like finance guy, quality guy, one guy. And so then subsequently to support them, we augmented the team in each department, and we divided. We built a complete departmentalization, different teams. Now we have marketing team, we have sales team, we have procurement team, we have quality team, we have finance team. Like any typical organization, we have various departments. So now we have those departments. So though some departments the size is very small, unlike
Right.
bigger companies. Procurement team, if you see, in manufacturing companies there will be a very big procurement team because there will be a lot of things that needs to be procured, whereas ours is asset light business. We don't need such a huge number in certain departments, right? So likewise, training delivery team who only manages the training delivery, sourcing the trainers. So these departments we have created, right? And that's how the team structure has formed. Jay. I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, yes, Ram. But I'm going to come back to your marketing thing. Marketing is one of the most important, it's a bedrock for any company, and it's the reason why you kept it with yourself. You hired your sales team. So, my first part of the question is, how long did you, I mean, were you already well versed with marketing? You were clear this is what you had to do, or did you undergo a lot of experimentation yourself to kind of crack a marketing model for ExcelR?
Yes, of course. I mean, that is probably even I see the flip side, keeping the marketing myself, is I have burnt a lot of money doing experimentation. So
Right.
I reinvented the wheel. I should have hired someone who is very good at marketing. So they know probably from the competitor side who are already working with the competitors. So they know what works, what doesn't work, right? So that would have saved a lot of money. For example, Facebook marketing, I targeted one segment of students. It didn't work out very well. I mean, the conversions were not happening. Then I changed the segmentation. Instead of 18 to 21 years, then 21 to 25 years is what I have targeted, the targeted audience, right? And even the geographies, right? Initially, I started with the overseas market, US. I started especially targeting the Indians in the US, right? So normally that's the target audience. Typically, the NRIs or the Indians who are staying in the US, they like to do these PMP training, project management or technical trainings. So initially I targeted them, then it didn't play out. So I have burnt a lot of money doing this experimentation, right? Instead, I should have saved. I should have hired someone, right, who already tried and tested, right? Uh, they know what works, what doesn't work, and that would have saved a lot of money. But that would have not given me the experience. So I have learned,
Right.
right?
Right.
So even people when they come up with ideas. I clearly know that it doesn't work. Even now, if someone comes, some marketing, some new hire come and says, "Ram, why don't you do that?" I know it. Clearly, categorically tell them it won't work. I tried, right? If you are still sure, let us spend some money, try it. Right? Let us not do it in a big way. If you still insist, no, it will work. In the world company, I did it. It paid me, right? Now things might have got changed. Almost 10 years when I tried earlier, right? Things might have got changed. So now I'll give a free hand to the extent, right? So that experience that came at a cost, but it's helping me now. But had it been, if I had a marketing guy, a professional, I would have saved money, but I would not gain the experience. There's the flip side. Now everything will have a
Right.
pro and con. Yeah.
Got it. And Ram, you also said you've outsourced the marketing.
Mm.
So, I mean, was it an easy decision to just outsource, or did you think of hiring someone in house?
Well, hiring, as I said, that was too early to hire someone. Even they don't have, even if I hire someone, they don't have a full time work for them even to substantiate
Right.
their hiring. Right? So if it is freelancer, every day 1 or 2 hours he work for us, and even on the cost wise also it will be a lot of saving. So if I hire someone, I have to pay 40-50,000. Whereas if I go
Right.
for a freelancer, I will pay only 10,000 for him because he will be sparing only a couple of hours every day to set up the ads, to monitor, and to generate the leads and to pass to us. So only when I thought now we need a full time resource to do the marketing, to set up the ads, to generate the leads. So that's when I went for a full-time resource instead of going with a freelance.
Got it, Ram. So now do you have a full-fledged internal marketing team? You've stopped outsourcing?
Yeah, completely we stopped. It's a long back we stopped it. So now we almost have a 30-member marketing team who
Wow.
focus only on marketing. Of course, it's not only lead generation related to marketing. We have a lot of things we do. Online reputation management, we do, right? People may talk negative about us, they talk positive about us. We respond to those reviews. We go to those customers who are not happy with us, and we try to see why we went wrong. And with every escalation, the quality team they do an escalation meeting. We do a root cause analysis. If there is something to fix at our end on a permanent basis, we do it. Or sometimes it's a disgruntled customer, because some customers we cannot satisfy whatever we do.
Right, right.
Right. So like some wives, no, whatever you do, you cannot satisfy them. So very similar to that. Some customers we cannot satisfy. So those, I mean, we can't help except that we reply to those reviews. So marketing team doesn't mean only for lead generation. The teams who support content deliver, content writing teams who write the content. So all contribute to marketing.
Got it, Ram. Would you say in-house marketing is the biggest team that you have?
No, sales team is the biggest team.
Wow. Okay. Got it. So, Ram, another point that I wanted to bring up was the pricing. So, are your prices mostly driven by competitors' pricing, or have you arrived at, based on your own uh, internal calculations?
Well, in our line of business, Jag, there are three kinds of customer segmentation, I would call, right?
Okay.
Just like most of the business have this. So we have customers for Ferrari, you have customers for SUVs, you have customers even for Nano and Alto. So we have three kinds of customers. It holds good even here also, right?
Right.
We have customers who look for a 1 year program with a foreign university tie-up, like 2 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs, they're ready to pay, right? So that's the one segmentation. And we have the other extreme set of customers with small training institute. They want it for 10,000 or 15,000. They are not worried about the quality. Right?
Right.
They are not worried about the curriculum. How much we are paying? They see only the price. They don't see the value. Right? So we have other segment of customers who stands in between, right? Like our SUV range of customers. So these are the customers normally whom we target. Right? So here we have some competitors. In all the three segments, we have competitors. As I said, that 2.5, 3 lakhs, we have competitors who offer those kind of courses. They create a lot of hype around the course, and they try to sell it. Right? And we have small players in these cities, small training institutes who offer for 10, 15,000. So we have positioned ourselves. Normally we call it as positioning in the market. Right? We position ourselves for this target of customers. In this space also, we have some competitors. There, of course, yes, we have an impact what the other competitor is giving, especially when they compare, where the customers come with a comparison. Your competitor is giving 50,000, why you are saying 45,000. We try to convince on the value or the USPs what we have been giving. But most of the times, of late, we are not compromising, because now we are a brand, right? And we know what we are giving, what the value we are giving, right? Except few situations during festival season and all, we give some discounts and all we give. So having said this, when we get some uh, group as a group, students come as a group, normally we compromise. Otherwise, we are not compromising when it comes to the price, uh, especially in the cities where we have the offline.
Got it, Ram. Ram, one of the most important reasons why students who are your lion's share, they come with a mindset of placements, right? That's one of the important things. So, do you deal with placements? Do you promise anything about placements to your students that come in? And if you do, how do you fulfill them?
We promise only the placement support. We never guarantee any placement that you get placed, right?
Right.
Even IITs don't do that. You pay a couple of millions and you join IIT. They don't say that we give you placement guarantee.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No premier institute, no premier university in the world will guarantee you the placement. right?
Right.
So we say that we make them market ready. We give the ammunition for them to crack the interviews, and
Right.
our placement team will facilitate the interviews. So we act as a barrier between the company and you. So we send you for interview. It's you who has to crack the interview, right? So we give
Right.
these
Right.
opportunities. So that's how we tell, and the placement record what we have, that also substantiates that we are providing ample number of opportunities for them to attend the interviews, right? So that's what we position when it comes to placement. So it's very difficult to guarantee placement or even to place someone, right? See, Jag, even if you have your own brother, you're working in a company, you all the thing you can do is only you can send the profile to the HR of your brother, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot influence them. You cannot make sure that, hey, he's my brother, please take him, right? You cannot do that, right? Only thing is
Right.
you make sure that your brother is thoroughly prepared in all the areas for the interview what has been going, and
Right.
you can forward the resume and you can facilitate it. That's what you can do, and the same thing what we do. Of course, some scrupulous training companies and all, they say placement guarantee and all, which we don't believe.
Got it. And even if they try to keep up their end of it, they'll only have to end up doing some undesirable acts, I believe. If you're, guaranteeing something and if you're trying to keep it up. So the student also comes with a very different mindset. They think that they're only paying not to learn, but to get placed eventually. No matter
Exactly.
what, I'll get placed.
True. Very true. Very true.
And Ram, your students, are they, 100% of them, do you generate leads and do they come? Or do you also have methods where, tie up with other institutions? Now, you say some of the courses that you may teach, even academic universities or academic institutions may not have the trainers or the expertise to teach their participants, right? So is there opportunity for private institutes like you where you can tie up with other institutions and outsource? I mean, do they outsource trainings to you?
Yeah, of
Is
course.
that one of the...
Yeah, a lot of colleges they approach. So we have just set up a team also to reach out to these colleges to find out if there are any opportunities to upskill or cross skill in these colleges. See, as I said, mostly we deal with state of the art technologies, Jack. I mean, we don't deal with commoditized technologies like a C, C++. These things
Right,
normally we don't
right,
deal
right,
with. So data science, artificial intelligence, maybe the Java full stack. So these are the trainings normally we deal with. Unfortunately, some colleges they don't have the faculty who are equipped with this kind of knowledge, right, to
right,
deliver the trainings for the students, right? So that is the reason some colleges they come for faculty development program. They want their faculty to be trained on this before they train on to the students. Some colleges they come directly to train their students on these concepts alongside with what their faculty regularly they do it. On top of it, they want to get their students trained from the industry experts, because the trainers whom we engage are all industry experts who work as data scientists or typical IT professionals in this space. So they carry that industry experience, which would be the differentiator between a regular professor in a college and a subject matter expert. So yes, we do get leads from these colleges, and we do.
got it. And does this side of business a major chunk or is it just a minor?
No, it's a minor change.
Got it. And Ram, correct me if I'm wrong. I was going through your website. You have certain products that you offer for free as well, which you popularly call it as the freemium model, right? Now, when you had to choose, when you had to make a decision whether you're going through the freemium model or the other model, you have chosen freemium model. I mean, is it after certain experiences you thought that's going to work for you, or how well has it worked for you?
Well, of course, I mean, now if you go to YouTube, that's what you understand. People view the content free and they try to promote their brand. Right? So, and then probably they do the monetization subsidiary. So the same thing, what inspired to me is, if you have to create a brand, people should must come and attend your trainings. That is possible only when you are giving free. When I say even if it is 500,000 rupees, also people won't come. Right? So that is one, and also in a way we are helping the students to understand the concepts. Right? Not everyone can afford. So that's how I had both the ideas, more of building the brand around. So we started promoting our free trainings to the college students through various social media, YouTube channels, and also we have association with a few colleges. So 2 colleges we are promoting free courses, and people are attending these free courses. Now they know us as a brand, right? ExcelR, it's a training company, right? So, and also they have been spreading this news to their friends. All of them, they're attending these free classes with us. And also we have done a few trainings with a few skill development corporations of various governments, like AP Skill Development Corporation, Telangana Skill Development Corporation, task we call it as, right? So their objective is to skill the student fraternity in those states, especially the engineering and graduates, right? So we went to them and we told them that we do the free trainings through them. So they have the network, they have the connectivity, right? So they promoted these free trainings through them, and we had a good attendance. It's more to running activity.
Got it, Ram. Ram, and coming to certificates, you also offer certified courses or certified trainings, right? So, how does one get to a state where the certification or the certificate is valued? And how do you think that really helps?
Well,
The
to be
students are
honest,
asking for certificates when they come. Do they come with a mindset of is it certified or something like that?
yeah, students do ask, because certificate is one thing. Normally, the marks and certificates are two things. Normally, we've been running behind even as kids, right? We need
Yeah,
that mark. We need the certificate. Any non-academic exam you take, also any quiz exam conducted by college, you need that certificate. So that's still there in the students. So what certificate do you give it, right? So on the student side, it's always there. And the certificates what we offer, one is the IBM NASCOM, two certificates we offer, and also we have another certification from Steinbeis University, Germany. See, all these certificates, they are not course completion certificates. Just by virtue of your course completion, you don't get it yet, right? You have to earn the certification by taking an assessment test.
right.
So that, to the extent it endorses that he put some efforts, he has some subject knowledge, only then he is able to crack the examination, right? Otherwise, just by attendance, if you get the certificate, it's not an endorsement that you have the subject knowledge.
Right.
Post assessment, if you get a certificate, obviously it's an endorsement that you have at least some theoretical subject knowledge, practically whether you may have it or not, but theoretical subject. So that will be adding a little bit of weightage and a small differentiator, right? Even when they go for an interview. Having said this, these certificates will helpful only to get your resume shortlisted. Just to add some weightage. End of the day, your practical knowledge, your performance in the interview only will give you the job. Even if you're an IT pass out, that IT pass out tag will only give you an interview entry into interview. Once in the interview, you don't talk anything, you don't perform. Obviously, no one will take. Even if it's a startup, also they don't hire. Right? So to that extent, it's helping the students. One is the student have that affinity towards the certification. So on the marketing side, on the conversion side, is helping us. They are taking the examination, they're clearing it. So that requires some kind of knowledge and skill to clear, right? That
Right.
endorses to the extent. And these certificates, even the companies also will instill some confidence. He's not just completed the course, at least he has some kind of knowledge because he got the certificate, he took the exam. So that's a value add it can give, but not anything.
Got it, Ram. Ram, when it comes to software and tools to run a online business completely, what are the most important tools that you use from a software point of view?
One is the CRM, right, where we have to capture the leads, because we nurture the leads over a period of time, right? So
Right.
the
Right.
CRM is very, very important to understand how many leads are in conversation, how many got dead, how many got closed, how many we have won, right? How many first follow up, second follow up, third follow up. For sales, it's very, very important, because
Right.
with huge volume of leads, it's become very impossible for them to track which is the next follow up they are supposed to do. Because sometimes when because this is B2C, it's not a B2B where we have very fewer leads, it's very easy
Right.
to
Right.
remember. So we'll be giving 200, 300 leads at ISM. ISM is inside sales manager, the parallels what we use in,
Right.
right? So that's a very, very important tool for any B2C business. Some customers, they say, hey, you call next week, or you call me after 10 days, after 3 days. They keep the next follow up. We should get the reminders on a given day, what are the follow ups they're supposed to do, right? So CRM is one important tool which is very important. But as we grow for our kind of business, LMS is also very important. Initially, probably you can use just tools like Zoom or anything, and you can deliver the training. But we should give some assignments, and also they should give them an option to record the training so that they can watch the trainings according to their own pace and convenience. So LMS is another technology what you require. And then subsequently, as your business grows, marketing automation tool is very important. So where
Right.
the marketing happens on its own, it could be a drip marketing or any kind of marketing, it should happen on its own.
Right.
So mobile app of late also, it's becoming very important for these tech firms, where the students can watch the trainings or attend the trainings using a mobile app. Then subsequently, that will be the order of importance, I would say, as per my knowledge goes, right? Yeah, these could be the tools. And
Got it, Ram. And what about your internal communication tools? Like, say, people use Teams or Slack and stuff like that. Is that something that is a key thing in your company?
well, we are not using to the fullest extent, even to give a, a learned answer. Uh, we are using WhatsApp for internal communication, because we have various
Right.
departments, they have their own WhatsApp. So we're using WhatsApp for internal communication. But we never use these tools. I mean, we tried a couple of times. That's when the pandemic happened, and we stopped. Before pandemic, we started using one of the tools. I don't remember the name, but after that, we stopped. And unlike these project teams, you have what you see in typical IT companies, the development teams. The interactions will not be so intense among the teams
Right.
and between the team members in our line of business, right? If you take a project team, there should be a constant sync between the developer and the programmer and the tester, right? What the changes they have made. So a lot of interactions that happen on a extensive basis in those areas. But for us, though we need those interactions, we see some teams, they work in silos, but not to this extent. We don't need the interactions to the extent what we see in IT.
Got it, Ram. Ram, I'll probably conclude the podcast with this topic. I'll just touch upon this. You've been consistently featured in the Deloitte Top 50 in India. And I want to ask a couple of questions to this. One is, what has it taken for you to get there? And once you get there, does that play on your mind? Okay, you know what? You want to be there every year. Or you just don't think about it too much?
But I mean, even before that, we never thought that we'll compete for a Deloitte award. It was never there in the mind. We were focusing on the business. See, these awards and rewards will follow as you improve the business. And no one will do
Yeah.
the business just for the sake of awards and rewards. Right. So that was the case even with me also. So just it's an accident that we got this award, right? And the very next year we got the pandemic. First time we got the award, and then we got this pandemic, and we took a huge hit on our business owing to pandemic. And those 2 years, 3 years, we didn't receive the award because we're not doing great. And again, in last year, we got the award, Deloitte Fastest 50. So even this year, we are hoping that we may be there in the race, right? So end of the day, Jag, I mean, I don't do the business keeping these awards in mind, as I said earlier, and at the same time to retain that position that I had to be in the Deloitte Fastest 50. I never do it. It should happen by accident. I tell you why. Because Deloitte award is not absolute; it's a relative, right?
Right.
Let us say 1 year you have grown only 50% CAGR, right? Year-on-year growth. Or last 3 years, it's a 50% CAGR, compounded annual growth rate you had, right?
Right.
That time, no other company had 50% CAGR. Just imagine in India, right? Then
Right.
you top number one in that award, right? You are the top 50 with 50%, right? the next 2 to 3 years you have grown by 200%, but there are some startups, there are so many companies that have come who has grown by 1,000 times or 2,000 times. So those
Right, right,
though with 200% CAGR, I may not be in the top 50 list, right? Because it's a relative.
right,
It's not
right.
dependent on me. It depends upon the other companies around me.
Other,
So
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
so worried about that. I'm worried about the targets, what we are aiming for the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and probably as we grow, the awards may follow if we fit for this their guidelines for this award, right? So
Got it, Ram. But do you kind of use this to motivate the team? Are the team members, eager about these things? Does it help like that?
of
Like when you
course,
have to
yes,
have a sales meeting and stuff. Okay, right.
yes, we celebrate these awards, right? So in the organization, in all the locations we celebrate, right, to motivate the teams. Even they should feel pride that they've been working in a company, right, where the fastest growing, and that to a top-notch company like Deloitte has awarded us. So that gives some pride, some kind of motivation for them, and even for the new talent to join. So these kind of awards, right, also will be very helpful for them even to take a decision whether to join a company, because we are not a very big company, we are a small company, right? So obviously the new talent, they have their own inhibitions whether to join this size of company or not. So this will help in showcasing, and even for the customers also, right? Even for the customers, when they say that we are fastest growing, they believe in us, right? Okay, it's a
Right.
company which is growing, probably they're giving some quality, there is something behind the screen that is owing to their growth, right? So that also instills some kind of confidence.
Got it, Ram. And my final question. So, what does your next few years look like? Like, what are your goals? Do you have some numbers that you're chasing?
Yeah, we are aiming somewhere around 35 to 40% CAGR for the next 5 to 6 years, and I made plans towards the same. We build the strategies around. At a strategic level, these are all ready. At a tactical level, we have to, and then at an operation level, we have to implement it. Right? Now, still we are at a strategic level. So normally, how we do it is we have a 5 to 6 years strategy in place,
Right.
right? Which will stay on a higher level. The strategy will be at a higher level. The next 1 year will be at a tactical level. So we narrow down into tactical plans on how to achieve these strategies. And next 5 to 6 months will be at an operation level. Next 5 to 6 months, let us say I want to launch a new course in the next 5 to 6 months. So
Right.
now with the building the curriculum, all these things will start, right? So 35 to 40% CAGR is what we've been aiming for the next 5 to 6 years.
Does it mean so many more job opportunities for people with XLR?
Definitely yes, definitely yes. There's a huge void between what the industry needs and what the students possess the knowledge. So that's a
Right.
even that is the reason the governments are also building these skill development corporations, skill development programs. They have the degree, but they don't have the skill, right?
Right.
So that's where even we want to play, and we have strengthened our placement team in a very big way, right? And we are getting more and more clients, and we are conducting a lot of uh, other skills what these guys need, like communication skills, soft skills related trainings also we're doing, though it is not part of our curriculum. When we are sending these guys for interview, 50% of the students, they are being rejected on grounds of communication, English communication. So
Right.
now, of course, overnight we cannot build their English communication skills. Having said this, at least tell something about you, explain your project. Even if they communicate fluently, right, at least that gives some kind of confidence to them. Right? So these kind of things, soft skills, have been introducing, and some companies are coming with conducting aptitude tests before hiring these students. Right? So we are
Right.
even conducting these aptitude trainings for the students before sending for interviews. Right. So we are doing a lot of activities around it. So definitely, the way I see it, these changes what we brought in the recent past, so that will really help the students to get placed. I can watch on behalf of ExcelR that our placement percentage will increase quite drastically in the coming days.
Got it, Ram. And I wish for that to happen. Ram, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you. And thank you so much for sharing and answering all the questions that I put in front of you.
Yeah, and I'm equally privileged to be part of this program, Jag, and the kind of questions it instigated even my thought process, and also some reminiscences what I got from the past. Right. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, Ram. It's our pleasure.